weekend, me and my wife and my daughter piled up in a car, and we drove 2 hours to go get a stupid game card so that we could try this game. So we came home, I got it all loaded up. Dun, dun, dun. I was finally in game. I was playing for roughly about a week or two. I was, getting into it. Because I'd never played anything like it before. Never played anything like an MMO before, ever. The WASD key was like, might as well have been little green aliens to me. I'm sitting over here. I'm looking at my keyboard as I do this. I was sitting there using the arrow keys over here, and then using the circle on a numpad to jump, and then clicking with my mouse. Because that made more sense to me. I couldn't, because if my hands moved off those buttons, the WAS and D, I wasn't gonna be able to find them again. And then you don't want that in the heat of battle. Just hit something. With the arrow keys, you can feel around them. Okay, there's only 4 keys here, so there's no other keys right around it. So that worked for me. I probably played that way for a year. Probably about a year. Because I didn't realize anything. I didn't know there was anything wrong with it. I didn't know there was a better way to be doing it. That's just what worked for me, and that's what I did. So anyway, about 3 weeks into it, I ended up meeting a little gnome. We was in dwarf starting area. Excuse me. We was in a dwarf starting area, and I was on Dar, my hunter. It was the first tune I'd ever made. And matter of fact, we went through Dar and everything, where he came about in the last video. There'll be an annotation somewhere on this video. You can click back and watch it. But anyway, so we were running around there. We were having a hard time clearing this cave for some reason. She was playing a warlock, and I was a hunter, so obviously we shouldn't have had any trouble clearing this damn cave, but we did. Again, this is back during the first part of WoW, so everything was a lot harder back then than it is now, by far. So anyway, she was in this guild, and she cut one of her 80s, one of her level 60s was a friend of hers, and he came over and helped us clear this cave. Of course, he just went in and annihilated everything. Well, he was also a night elf hunter, and I was all like, wow, look at him. He looks cool. He's got this helmet and these shoulder pads. Damn, look at that bow. It looks like a spine. It was really cool. I was all in awe of this. And then we got done in there, and I ended up talking with them and stuff on the keyboard. And yeah, my keyboard's up here. So anyway, so we ended up going back to town. He gets up on he mounts up, and he's got a cat. Well, I noticed the cat looked like his mount. So being the noob I am, I didn't say anything. I'm glad I didn't put it in chat, because I was sitting there thinking, oh, that's so cool. You get to a certain level, you can ride your pet. That's awesome. I had no clue that the pet and the mount were two completely different things. So anyway, so I got into the guild, and I really got into Warcraft, and I've been playing Warcraft past 6.5 years, up until probably about the middle of last month. I finally just took a break from it. Got into Star Wars now. But I did try a bunch of other games, after Warcraft. I've tried Guild Wars, Lord of the Rings. I tried a bunch of them. I have also done a bunch of them recently. But back then, I did, my first one I think was Guild Wars. And Guild Wars was a game I probably could have really got into had I not played Warcraft beforehand. Because Guild Wars was reminiscent of, Neverwinter Nights, or the old Baldur's Gate series, which was another one I played on a computer way back then, was Dungeons & Dragons, Eye of the Beholder. Loved that game too. That game was awesome. Of course, except for when you got lost, because you couldn't see your character. All you could see is you had these little boxes on the side of your screen, and then your main box here was the game world, and you moved forward with the arrow keys on the keyboard, and every click was a step. And you had this book of maps with you, which just had all these little boxes that made made the hallways, and each step on the keyboard was a box. And if you got lost, it took forever to figure out which way to go. Did I turn left or right here? Did I go back? How many steps did I take? Wait a minute. Did I go? And it was a nightmare, but it was a fun game. But anyway, I digress. So, like I said, Guild Wars would have been an awesome game had I not played Warcraft first. Warcraft just blew it out of the water. It was like, I don't know, it's like playing Gran Turismo, for, a year, and then going back and trying to play pole position. That's kind of what it felt like. The graphics weren't there, the gameplay weren't there. But like I said, if I had tried it beforehand, it would have been awesome. So, it brings us kind of to today. Warcraft's kind of put on the side. I'm positive I'm going to get back into it. When Mists of Pandaria comes out, I'm going to try it. But for now, I'm just kind of bored of it, man. I've been playing it for so long. I tried Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that game it's hooked me in. I'm stuck on these damn stories. I'm wanting to go through every character and learn all these different stories and do as much as I can on it. That really took all my attention away from Warcraft. But I did play the KOTOR series, Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox. I really, really got into them. I played all the different versions you could play, their character, all variations of your character you could play. Played through all the stories, played as a good guy, played as a Sith. I did it all on it, just to see it all. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. So, Star Wars right now is really cool. I'm really enjoying it. I just don't know what's going to happen in the end game. I don't know if I'm really going to get into it or stay into it in the end game. A couple other games I'm playing right now is I'm playing StarCraft 2 a little bit off and on. I might do some stuff on it, some videos on it, but I suck so freaking bad at Star Wars or StarCraft 2. So when StarCraft 1 came out, I played that forever too. God, I love that game. Man, there's a bunch of stuff I forgot, didn't I? But my favorite thing about doing that was I used to make custom maps. I played it online a lot too, just like with the Warcraft series. But I used to make my custom maps, and they were just really simple maps, but they were large enough so that I could get, the max level of characters, which I believe was 8 players, and I do it on free for all. And basically, I would build up, the resources just to some god awful amount, and try to basically build up this huge defensive wall and see how long I could survive. That was awesome. I used to love, just building up turrets or building up my tanks, my bunkers, and getting everything together, and getting these waves of monsters coming at me, and just see if I could, if I could survive it. That was what was fun to me. I loved doing that because the actual offense of it was just build units, go attack. They died. Okay, build more units, go attack. Woohoo! We did it. That's all there was to it. That's why I like the other way better. That was more fun for me. So now I play StarCraft 2, and of course they got all this microwing and blah 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 that I really, 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 really suck at. And if you try to go defensive game, you get your ass kicked. The only way to really win that I've seen is to try to basically rush your opponent. And I don't like rushing. I think that's cheap. I think it's just being a dick. So, I really suck at StarCraft 2. I know Total Biscuit said it, but I'm saying I really, really, really suck. I couldn't pay somebody $100 and get in a match against Total Biscuit. That's how bad I suck at StarCraft 2. But I still like the game. I still play it. Do a lot of custom maps and tower defenses on it. Playing I'm back on Star Trek Online. I played it when it first came out because, as you can tell, I'm a nerd and I'm a Trekkie, and I've been waiting for this game for 6, 7 years. I remember got on Star Trek Online, the website, or not online, but it's StarTrek.com. Geez, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago, and there was a spot on there. It said Star Trek, the MMO coming soon. Well, apparently their soon turned out to be 6, 7 years. I mean, I was waiting forever for that because I played all the Star Wars game or all the Star Trek games on the computer. I mean, I played both the academies. There was a Starfleet Academy 1, 2. There was a third. I played that one too. That was the recent one where they had more modern ships. The first two, they took place in the original series. Armada 1 and 2, Bridge Commander. I loved Bridge Commander. That game was awesome. Star Trek Legacy, which was the newest one before the MMO. That one's okay. But so I was waiting for it for a long time. It came out. I bought it. $15 a month. Got into it. Started my engineering officer, because the engineer was the one that could use the capital ships. The engineering officer for, like the Enterprise was a capital ship, the heavy cruisers. I played that game nonstop every day. If I wasn't in school at work, I was in that game. And I was trying to I was just leveling. I wanted that max level. I wanted to get into the cool shit. I put a bunch of time into it. Power leveled my way up. As a matter of fact, I ended up in a fleet. I can't remember the name of the fleet now. But fleets are guilds in that game. And me and a fleety or a guild mate, me and another guild member, were kind of had this competition going on. We were both old MMO people from, played all these different games, and we were trying to see who could get to max level first. He actually beat me by like 3 or 4 hours. Oh, it made me mad. But anyway, so we got to max level. We start pimping out our ships. We took it to that TV show, and they pimped out your starship. So we got everything good and ready. We had some good blues, some purples. Like, okay, now we're ready for endgame. What do you want to do? We go do fleet action. Dude, we've been doing fleet actions for the past 3 months trying to get to max level. I don't remember if it was probably 3 months, but it took a little while. What ended up happening was there was no end game. There was these Borg missions that were difficult, but there wasn't anything that we would have called end game. There was no rating. There were 5-man missions that were difficult, but that's it. There wasn't really much to it. So I tried to PvP, and I am the worst person in the world at PvP. I play World of Warcraft. I get my ass kicked something awful every time I go in any battleground, because I suck at PvP. That's all there is to it. With PvE, I know the strategy. I know what the boss is going to do. All I got to do is execute it. That I can do. Running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And Battlegrounds is not something I'm good at. So anyway, I jumped into it one time to give it a shot. And it was really pretty cool. Because the game is such a stunning game when it comes to space combat. I got a video coming out on it here soon. I recorded it last night. But it's just the space combat on it is so remarkable that it blows any other space combat I've ever played way, way, way out of the water. And for people who might leave comments saying EVE Online, no, fuck EVE Online, fuck that game. I played the trial on it. Fuck that game. It wasn't bad. The space combat on it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, fuck that game. No. I remember something on there like I was training. I was training to do something or trying to learn how to do something, and it's a time to completion to learn this was like 6 hours. It's like, what? Fuck this. No, that's bullshit. No. No, I want to be able to hit the button and learn it right now and then do it. I don't want to have some timer for, hours. I don't even want a timer for 10 minutes, before I learn the skill. I want to push the button, learn the skill, do the skill. But space combat on there wasn't bad. Space combat on the new Star Trek, Star Trek Online, extremely better, way better. The space combat and Star Wars, really crappy, really crappy. I don't like it. Matter of fact, it doesn't even begin to touch Eve as far as how good, of quality gameplay and space. But since they've gone free to play, they've improved the game a lot, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm getting back into that. I play a lot of World of Tanks. I love that game, and it's PvP based, but for some reason I can do it, so I really like that one. There was another one. Try Champions Online, sucks. DDO sucks. Age of Conan sucks. I mean, these are just my opinions. A lot of people really like these games, and that's awesome. I'm not one of them. Champions Online, which I mentioned before, is really crappy, in my opinion. I did not enjoy it. I don't enjoy it at all. As a matter of fact, it's still on my computer. But I don't enjoy it at all. But they actually took that engine, that game engine, and used it for Star Trek. I see no similarities at all. The only similarity is that there's an interaction key, and it's a different key. That's pretty much about it. That brings me to today. That wraps up today. Still gaming. So before I wrap this up, I wanted to let y'all know you probably see some boxes or something behind me. I am moving. I plan on moving out of here within the next few days. So I won't be back on for doing any more videos. Not for here, not for TGN, nothing for at least five to 7 days before anything else is I'm even gonna be able to do anything else. It's because I got a lot of work to catch up on getting everything packed and moved. Before I go, I have a lot of other YouTubers out there I watch. One of them I really want to give a shout out to, and there'll be an annotation somewhere here on the screen for y'all to go check out his channel. It's Marky Dragon. He does a lot of vlogs, some video game content, but he runs a whole lot of contests, and almost every video he's giving away game codes for several different games. Warcraft, Xbox codes. There's I think there was a what was that one? I think it was a Conan code. There was a Dark Age of Camelot code not too long ago. It's almost every day, but here lately I think it's slowed down to about 3 times a week. But he gives away a code almost every episode of his games, and he's also running some contests for a lot of posters and things of that nature. I think his grand prize he's working on trying to give away is the Frostmourne sword, which anybody from World of Warcraft is going to be, Frostmourne! So, like I said, I'll leave an annotation in the video. You can head over there, check out his content. I'm sure he'd appreciate a subscription. He's trying to get his subscriber base up. That's actually part of the contest for the Frostmourne, which it's worth hitting subscribe and then getting a chance to win the Frostmourne sword, which was a rather expensive sword when it came out. And I don't believe they're not even produced anymore. They were a limited supply. Or limited production. So with that, guys, I will see you all later. Until next time, I'll see you in game or on here.